Before I could invite Mr. Ain Chandramoli to take the session forward, a brief introduction of Mr. Chandramoli for the benefit of our members. Mr. Chandramoli has an over 4 decades of industrial career and had held many leadership positions in diverse industries such as machine tool, that's Starag and Makino, electrical industry like Leib Cooper, consumer durables, Amtrex, Hitachi application, consumer products, Unilever, drugs, Tata Motors. In his capacity, he has set up the state-of-art manufacturing facility and technology center in Bangalore Aerospace Park and established the famous WMW brand of horizontal machining center with significant local content under the Make in India vision. Prior to Starag, he was holding a position as a CEO at Makino India and was instrumental in setting up the vocational training center and many technology centers across the nation at Makino. He is highly passionate in technology collaboration, strategic alliance, project management, greenfield ventures, industrial product marketing, product innovation, Gemba, Kaizen, quality management, best practices, world-class manufacturing, skill initiatives, new age technologies such as digital manufacturing, team building, with a clear focus on customer orientation in the organization he worked for. He has also contributed to the industry and society through his current and former positions such as promoter director of the GC member of the Aerospace and Aviation Sector Council, GC member of Capital Goods Skill Council, subcommittee leaders of Industry 4.0 program of CGSC, Industry 4.0 program of CII Karnataka as an operational excellence team, member of the project review and monitoring committee of DHI for Samvarth Udyog Industry 4.0, strategic advisor and industry interface consultant to Tata Indian Institute of Skills, former chairman of QCFI Karnataka, former president of BCIC, former executive committee member of IMT. The list goes on. So I'll request Chandramani sir to please take over this session, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Prithvi, for a very, very kind introduction. I welcome and say good morning to all participants. I can see more are joining. Welcome to all of them. And it's a pleasure to talk on this subject. So far, I was moderating and curating sessions given by various speakers. But suddenly I took interest and passion for a new topic. And 4 or 5 years back, when I was doing a similar one as an anchor on the stage of CII platform, I never realized that this topic is going to actually come into the domain of Industry 4.0 as well as the domain of lean. That time I was just imagining why people are talking two different things. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to inform you that this has become an established science, namely Lean 4.0. And I would like to humbly submit that the word is not coined by me. It is coined by some German research scholars. Actual names I'm not able to recall. I touch upon them when I acknowledge them at the end. I read through some 12 research articles and one book on Lean 4.0. Interestingly, this book is published only a couple of months back. The very first book on Lean 4.0 is out in the market. You all can buy it from Amazon. It's written by, I think, an Italian or of course, American, but Italian origin, I think. So 5 years back when I was thinking, my God, this is really the concept, which is really going to take Industry 4.0 to the forerunner of industrialization in this country as well as anywhere else in the world. I hope my audio is clear, Rupa.
Sir, it's clear, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Whenever the audio or video is not important, but audio is. So I said, okay, let me do a master class, and I tried to tie up with some large companies to do a series of master classes. A series of master classes we are planning under this topic. And there are many large companies who are looking at this Lean 4.0 as a way forward. And unlike me, they are actually implementing in their shop floors. Well, I would like to do it with some of the clients I'm consulting. So to the extent that case studies, what I'm presenting here are more from the recorded or I would say literature case studies. You should pardon me for that. But the real case studies in the Indian market are coming up where large corporations are implementing. And that I give a title called The Conceptual Conjunction of Lean Management and Industry 4.0. Because several functions of the modern manufacturing organization are affected by the digital. The digital era is here to stay. You all very familiar with that. You all have been attending several webinars across the country on Industry 4.0 digital.
Hello.
Yeah.
Somebody's.
So we have to manage the audio video of the participants. Rupa.
Sir, doing, sir.
I thought they're asking me a question. What do you do whenever people are admitted from the lobby? Immediately you put them into the mute mode, which is possible. As an administration, we can do that. Now, the important thing, I'll explain in the next slide, the entire value chain of the business, which is all the core and support processes. It is important to understand the why of Lean 4.0. More than the how and the what of Lean 4.0, I'm sure all of you are curious about it. The why, the purpose is very, very important. Any topic presented through Bangalore Chamber of Commerce or any other forum, always we should try to understand the why, the purpose. The entire value chain of the business, the core process, which is the one which converts the raw material into the finished product. I call them as core processes. And the support processes, which is everything else which supports the core process, such as maintenance, quality management, manufacturing, engineering, etc. etc. This on the one hand, horizontal value chain. On the other hand, there is a vertical chain. Some people call it chain, but some people call it hierarchical levels. But in the industrial digital era, they are all becoming a chain now. The word shop floor to top floor is becoming very, very popular. Almost like a cliche, shop floor to top floor. Earlier, no, they were not talking. And all the functions, I can tell you, have a decisive role. No one function is more important than the other. Unlike the previous era, where people are giving importance to certain functions, that's gone now. Every function is critical in the digital era, because if you have a digital thread, as we call the digital thread, if any one function is not digitally aligned with the remaining functions of the digital thread, then the whole benefit is lost. And above all, the Industry 4.0 implementation, which we call as deployment, creating project owners, digital champions, as my friend calls in C4I4, digital champions. They are developing hundreds of digital champions in Tata Motor. 2 weeks ago, I presented this similar program in Tata Motor in-house program online. To implement the roadmap towards company-wide digital transformation. In fact, my good friend from Coimbatore asked why Indian companies are not yet picking up the digital revolution. One of the reasons is we are looking at point solutions in the individual Gemba, individual shop floor areas. Point solutions. Either ek technology, udhar ek technology, either RFID karo, udhar IoT karo, like that. Even large companies are still doing point solutions. My dear colleagues and participants, kindly keep your audio muted. Thank you. Whereas at least planning level, they should look at the company-wide digital transformation. With that note introductory, I would like to move on now. More people have joined, I think. I already touched upon, is my slide moving? Rupa?
Yes, sir.
Right. Can you manage the audios of others, please?
I'm doing it, sir.
There is one person who is opening again and again with the name SS. Check out who it is. Entire value chain I mentioned already. You can see here. This is one of the boxes of the value chain. Imagine this is, I always take the Toyota Corporation. I know some of my Toyota friends are present today. They will pardon me for using the word Toyota Corporation because Toyota Corporation is a leader of lean, and lean is nothing but just in time. Imagine this as a Toyota Corporation. Inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, after sales service, etc., etc. These are all the core processes, primary activities. Then you have support activities, infrastructure related, which includes plant maintenance, utility maintenance, etc., etc., finance, HR, human resources management, technology development, very, very important area for our topic today, technology development, hardware, software development, etc., etc. Procurement as against chasing of suppliers. These are all the support functions. I put a star here for technology development and I put a star here for operations. Right? You can see that. I hope my pointer is visible. Imagine similar box for the tier 1 suppliers of Toyota. For every tier 1 supplier of Toyota, imagine this box. And imagine this box for tier 2 suppliers of the tier 1 suppliers. And so on and so forth until the last job shop, which has got 1 machine and 5 people. That is the concept of the entire value chain. And this I call it as a supplier side value chain. Now imagine the same box for the dealer of Toyota. Dealer of Toyota Motors, or dealer of TVS Motors, or dealer of Tata Motors. And then there is a wholesaler, there is a dealer, and there is a workshop on the wayside of our roads who are repairing those cars or whatever. That is a customer-led value chain. In the machine tool industry to which I belong, last 2 decades, you can imagine the supplier side value chain is spindles and controllers, etc. And the customer side value chain is the machine buyer, and thereafter how he makes components for their own customer, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and goes up to the OEM. This OEM hub and spoke model, my colleague G. Prakash, committee chairman of industry manufacturing committee, he says hub and spoke model. If lean has to succeed, if digital 4.0 has to succeed, we need to look at this value chain concept. That is my answer to my friend in Coimbatore, why it is not succeeding in Indian market. And the entire value chain, including supplier and customer and other actors in the business. See, this is a digital is like a drama. Imagine the many actors in the business. Technology actors like Siemens, Schneider, they're all technology actors. Tata Technologies. Then there are enabling actors. Right? Those are the consultants who go and implement in the shop floors. Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, MaxBite, the consultant ecosystem. And the third is the end users, Tata Motor, TVS Motor, Toyota corporations. So the various actors in the business, my friends, we have to understand this concept. I will now press the pedal to the first gear. The famous Toyota production system, I don't have to explain, there are experts in this room. The foundation is a 5S TPM and standardized processes. I request Prakash ji to conduct a detailed workshop on lean and Toyota production system immediately following this session, so that we are very fresh on the mind. And they have the pillar of the JIT and the JIDOKA. Other day I was thinking why Mr. Ono created 2 pillars. The Japanese father of this lean is Mr. Ono, Takuchi Ono. He created 2 pillars because he wanted to look at the material flow as a very, very important subject through the JIT concept. But all other aspects, the man-machine methods, Knowingly, unknowingly, he put it under the Jidoka pillar. And above all, the Kaizen, which is I call the roof. The customer satisfaction and the business success is the end result of all these things. But nothing is possible without the people involvement. My friend Parasuram sir says, people, people, people. Team building, empowerment, cross training, etc., etc. Hoshin Condry, all these are coming. And this house of lean, the house of lean. I saw a similar picture when I went to Volvo, and they call it VPS. TPS, Toyota Production System, VPS, Volvo Production System. Tata, I think, is also going to create another Bosch production system, BPS. But the mother of all is Toyota Production. I take the liberty to quote that. And applying lean, my friends, can boost the performance significantly. And look at this other picture, Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is also supposed to give a lot of benefits to the industry. But when we combine the two, we get terms like digital lean, lean 4.0, lean automation, etc. All mean similar. But my purpose of today is to create a holistic integration. Holistic means it should be comprehensive. It cannot be point solutions. And then the synergies coming from that integration is like a matrix. I will actually show you a matrix, which are made by several research findings, global researches going on as we are talking. And the technology elements of 4.0 and the conceptual elements of lean, how they are supplementing, augmenting, complementing, and reinforcing. Very consciously, I am using these 4 words. Supplementing, augmenting, complementing, and reinforcing. Let's see how it is happening. Somebody's audio is on. Yes. Rupa, can you send a small request to them? Are you all able to see a train here?
Yes,
I
sir.
think so.
Visible, sir.
Can you just control that audio of somebody? Their name is SS. Industry 1.0, 2.0, you would have seen this chart thousands of times. Must be until very tired now. My objective is not to tell you again all about this. The drivers of the lean journey, which happened during 2.0 and 3.0, and leading to lean 4.0 during the 4.0 era. What are the drivers? In 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, we were migrating from manual, mechanical, electrical to computer-aided manufacturing and automation, and recently internet-driven, data-driven approach. 2 words I'm using consciously: internet-driven, data-driven approach of the 20th, 21st centuries. The primary difference between 3.0 and 4.0 is computer-aided manufacturing, CAM, CAD-CAM, SIM, etc. and robotics and automation existed even during 3.0. But the competitiveness demand and the flexibility demand, 2 words very important. Competitiveness is an evergreen point, but the flexibility is a new point. I will illustrate these points. So over the last 30 years, the JIT revolution took place from 1980s onwards. Mr. Ono from Toyota. But last 10 years, it gets further augmented, reinforced, strengthened, complemented, supplemented through digital technologies. How? We'll come to that. What are the drivers? Everybody talks nowadays about mass customization. It looks like an oxymoron. Oxymoron means 2 contradicting words into 1 word. Happily married, they say. Happily married. They say 2 contradicting words. Anyway, jokes apart. Mass customization. That means a mass production, but several varieties inside the mass production. When I visited Mercedes-Benz in 2008, I saw in front of my own eyes, they were producing 400 cars for delivery at the gate of this factory and 4,000 cars for the delivery through the dealers. And these 400 cars, mind you, are of each is a different variety. Sir, how you can make 400 designs? No. Don't mistake me. 80% of design is common. Only the last 20% bells and whistles, color, etc. are changed. So mass customization happened in Europe even in 2000. From that time, it is growing in every field. Every field, every industry is going through this. Then we all know this volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world. Every speaker in every stage talks about this. But today's talk is how to achieve operational excellence beyond lean. Sir, how it is possible? Some Toyota people are questioning me. Sir, lean is good enough. Just in time is fantastic. Why do we need something beyond lean? We'll come to that point. And the product lifecycle management, PLM, end-to-end visibility is created in the manufacturing system. I know lean also tries to attempt to do that with certain handicaps and difficulties. We'll come to the handicaps of lean. Now there is a global research was conducted by none other than Boston's Consultancy Group, BCG. They found among 750 companies they studied and plotted them on two axes. They did it only 2 years back or last year. See, people are very busy in Corona time by doing online surveys. One axis is Industry 4.0 maturity index, low, medium, high. Another axis is lean manufacturing maturity index, low, medium, high. How much we have implemented lean, how much we implemented Industry 4.0. Alas, to their dismay, they found only 5% belong to the category of high and high in lean and high in Industry 4.0. 5% of 750 companies in the sample survey across the globe they did, BCG. And remember, they picked up these 750 companies as well-run companies. They are not the sick companies, downtrodden companies, etc. Well-run companies, among which only 5%. So, my dear Coimbatore friend, don't worry. Even globally, even America and Europe and Japan, they are still questioning how do we bring these things? How do we bring the lean? How do we bring digital? But 70% of the people are very low on both digital and lean. Very low, red color. So this is 5%, this is 70%. But luckily, 20% of them are good in lean, but not so good in digital. Why? Because lean has been going on in this world for the last 20, 30 years. If some of you are wondering what is lean, I will explain the next slide. Lean is going on for the last 2 decades. So therefore, 20% could become mature in that area, medium to high. When it comes to digital, which is only the last decades, what we call as a buzzword, only 5% have done in manufacturing industry. Don't get me wrong. We are not talking about the Ola, we are not talking about the Uber, that Zomato, Swiggy, etc. The manufacturing world, very low on lean, but very high on digital. The combination of both is 5%. So in other words, this is what has happened in the last 3 decades. Why am I giving all this introduction? To ask you 3 questions. You all must be wondering what is coming in the subsequent thing. Yeah? So far it is a curtain raiser, now it's a teaser. First question. Any of you can type in the text box. Keep typing in the text box. First question. Will Industry 4.0 replace lean or will they coexist? I'm not going to give much time. So quickly type it. I'm going to the next question. Question number 2. Are Lean and Industry 4.0 compatible? Do they share any synergies or they are divergent to each other? You can type in the text box. We're going to read those answers at 12:30, 12:45. Third question. Above all, the overarching questions is, can Lean keep up with the digital era? Or it is going to go laid back and then truly evolve into Lean 4.0? Don't answer it to satisfy me because I am doing the program on Lean 4.0. You be honest and say whatever you feel. Normally, I would have done it as a quiz, but MS Teams do not have a quiz tool. Okay, so those are the 3 questions. But I'm going to illustrate to you 3 other questions. One is, how can lean manufacturing, LM, and 4.0, I 4.0 supplement each other at the conceptual level, theoretical concepts. But when you start implementing, can I 4.0 support the lean methods? If it can support, all TPS, VPS, BPS, everybody will be thrilled, because it is going to support the lean methods. And above all, not only support, I 4.0 can help in optimizing the lean methods. The word optimizing is a very, very important jargon. What does it mean? I'll explain in the next slide. So I'm going to talk about some lean concepts, some industry 4.0 concepts. You attended several webinars of lean, several webinars of industry 4.0. I'm only going to give an overview of this because my objective is to combine the two. And then important point we will touch is limitations of the lean. What are the handicaps? What are the shortcomings? How to overcome through 4.0 and automation. And then we'll arrive at a matrix, the synergy points. The word optimizing, I have not forgotten. Coming to that. Many of you wonder what is lean. Lean was introduced somewhere in 80s, 90s by Mr. Ono, O-H-N-O, Ono, in Toyota. It is a chief engineer. He is the chief engineer of Toyota. And it is a set of different synchronized methods and principles. Already you saw the house. Something in foundation, 5S, TPM, etc. and the foundation, standardization, etc. Then you saw the JIT, you saw the Jidoka, then you saw the Kaizen, then you saw the continual improvement, customer satisfaction. There are several tools and techniques. If you ask Mr. Raju Kaitkale, he will give you a list of 20, 30 possible principles. So Raju Kaitkale is the president of Toyota Motor Car Corporation. And these principles are controlling several manufacturing sites in the last 3 decades. Not only in Toyota Corporation, but several other corporations. And Government of India tried to implement this to MSMEs also. And now they call it ZED. Earlier they were calling lean program. Now they call it zero defect, zero effect. ZED program. There are several consultants like our Dr. Balamurugan, my friend, are all evangelizing this. And this lean is a process of shortening the lead time, minimizing the cost, and achieving the highest attainable quality. Highest attainable quality. The whole definition of Mr. Ono, not mine. And I found an interestingly, my own concept, that shortening the lead time is a primary objective of Mr. Ono through the JIT principle. Produce what is required when it is required. Avoid overproduction, etc., etc. Whereas minimizing cost was a primary objective of the TPM revolution. TPM revolution. Asset utilization, maintenance for the high reliability and uptime guarantee of machine tools and other equipments. So JIT revolution, TPM revolution. And highest attainable quality, Juron and others came in for the TQM revolution. But now the lean is a 3-in-1. There are people called OMAC and other people, they use the word lean. So quality, delivery and cost. But remember, the latest weapon, the fourth new weapon is not QDC, bore ho gaya, thak gaya. Is a flexibility. And the challenges of the economic and pandemic issues, the conventional tools and techniques, including lean, could not manage. And therefore, we need new concepts. The fourth weapon of competitiveness is flexibility. I'm planning to give a podcast on flexibility sometime in December. The young people asked me to create a podcast, which I did a couple of months back on something. And customized and fluctuating, there are two words you must remember. It's not only customized production, mass customization, variety of products, batch process of multiple components, but also fluctuating production demands. And remember, during Corona, there is fluctuating supply chain also. And in that context, the capability to manufacture individual and personalized products. When you go to Amazon.com, even the mask which we are wearing, you get hundreds of varieties of mask. Personalized products. The ladies are wearing one mask, one color, matching the saree color. And individual. So how to produce masks? So variant diversity is a very, very important point. Variant diversity. But Toyota production system looked at two major aspects. Reduce the waste in the value chain. There should be no muda. Muda mura muri, of which muda is a very important. No waste in the value chain. There can be nothing which is not adding value to the customer. But maximize customer value through continual improvement. It is not a static picture. Customer value is also a dynamic picture. Today's customer demand, tomorrow customer demand is even higher. Masala dosa, then you want Mysore masala dosa. Then you want Mysore masala dosa made in Dasa Prakash, preferably with a dash of butter on it. So customer demand is also increasing. So it's a continual improvement is required because customer demand is rising all the time. So customer value focus and elimination of wasteful activity focus. These are the two principles of the lean, as you all are aware. And on the other hand, our friend Industry 4.0 is looking at two major aspects. Two. There are several people will talk about hundreds of technologies. Just remember two. Human mind can easily remember two. What are they? Cyber physical systems. CPS. Like a TPS. It's a coincidence. TPS is Toyota Production System. Cyber physical systems. CPS. I will illustrate this. And Internet of Things. IoT. My friend asked me, what is IoT? I said, IT, OT, combine karo, IoT ho gaya. IT, information technology, OT, operation technology, combine the internet technology, information technology and operational technology, you get what is called Internet of Things, IoT. And the things represent devices. Even our mobile phone is a device. And what is the purpose of this? It creates a real-time data communication. What is real-time? Today, production is going on in our shop floor. 8:30 production, 8:35 or 8:31, you can see in your mobile phone. You don't see it at the end of the day. Morning meeting, evening meeting, noon meeting, lunch meeting, all replaced by real-time monitoring. of production, quality, asset utilization, downtime of machine, energy, condition monitoring, hundreds of things called KPI. Parasunam sir very loves KPI, key performance indicator, KRA, key result area. You can measure everything on real-time basis. When people say real-time, don't get confused. Very simple. Ola car is coming. Where is the car coming? When is it going to arrive? You can watch it through the GPS map every moment. Same with Zomato, Swiggy, Kana. But in the case of Industry 4.0, it's a data communication with a global reach of data communication. In real time, global reach. Your supplier can be in Malaysia. Your production can be in Germany. Your final assembly can be in America. You can get this global data communication in real time. Therefore, it can add value to the lean manufacturing. So nobody should say, "Ye sab nahi chahiye, lean is enough." Lean is a foundation. 5S, SMED, Kanban, JIT, TPM, line balancing, value stream mapping, single piece flow. There are many more. It is a foundation. But on that, you need a superstructure called 4.0. Looking in a different manner, already I talked about JIT, JIDOKA pillar, not to repeat, but elimination of any type of waste. Elimination of any type of waste was not possible during lean. While the goal was to reduce the waste, the actual achievement was not possible. One of the brilliant waste is information waste. When people say data analytics, data bahut hai, please don't fall prey to that. We don't want data without a purpose. If it is not satisfying quality, delivery, cost and flexibility, forget about data. That is the reason why many startup companies in this country who are digitally very savvy are unable to make a dent in the Indian market because they are only bringing data analytics and technologies. They are not looking at the benefits of the data analytics and the technologies, namely quality, delivery, cost and flexibility. And any type of waste, including information waste, we don't want more data than what is required. Sorry. Some people say big data, then they scare you. Nothing to worry. Big data has got a very good purpose. I'll come to that point. So elimination of waste through a dynamic process, continual improvement and multidisciplinary practices. Very important. And involving all employees. These are the common things both with TPS and CPS. Cyber physical systems attempt the same thing to bring involvement of all the employees. Already mentioned, there is no point in doing digital manufacturing in individual functions or individual levels of the organization. It will not give you the full benefit of Industry 4.0. A quick summary of how many wastes, the first 7 wastes, how to eliminate them through lean manufacturing techniques. I'm not going to explain all this, you're all very familiar. Cellular manufacturing, setup reduction, SMED concepts, quality control concepts, TPM concepts, production, smoothing, Haijunka leveling concepts, Kanban concepts, full system. Kanban means full system. WP reduction, inventory management concepts, supplier development concepts, JIDOKA concepts. JIDOKA is alerting the manpower. Very important purpose of JIDOKA is alerting the people with information. Computer integrated manufacturing. It was there even during the lean era. And all of them are attempting to eliminate overproduction, production more than required, transportation, unnecessary movement of products, motion within the workstation, minimize the motion, waiting time, people are waiting, material waiting, product waiting, machine waiting, inventory, unnecessary inventory, stocks are piling up between operations, in the stores, in the warehouse, in the shamiana, in the market, unnecessary processing. People are making calculations of cycle time for 20 seconds, and then it happens to be 30 seconds because there is a 10 seconds additional process. How to eliminate that? Industrial engineers, manufacturing engineers, cutting tool engineers are studying. Defectives, very famous problem, quality problems. All this are eliminated through several technologies. You can see each technology is addressing some of the waste. Cellular manufacturing addressing these. Yeah, like that. There's a big thesis on this. If possible, I'll try to share. But 22 years later, again the same thing was analyzed and presented by Womack and Jones. Womack and Jones. I am not dwelling on any one slide because each slide, ladies and gentlemen, is a class by itself. Meaning you have to conduct a master class. So Prakash ji and other experts I'll bring in to conduct master class on each slide. I have 60 slides today, but each slide is a master class. We are planning to do it under BCIC Academy, Bangalore Chamber of Commerce Academy, Training Academy. It's coming up very soon. You will hear from it from the president of BCIC very soon. There will be several classes done by several experts. What are the limitations of the lean? Can lean do everything? Cannot. Very, very important. Due to fixed manufacturing sequence. Read it very carefully. I put the full sentence there. If you understand this point, you will know why we are talking lean 4.0. Fixed manufacturing sequences. They work well with lean. Lean works well with this. And therefore, if you want to make any changes, very difficult. The response time is slow. And there is increasing pressure from customers due to product variability, already talked about. And future value chains are going to tremendously change. You already saw in the corona era how the value chains are changing. Some domains are vanishing, some new sectors are emerging. Electrical scooters, for example. Other day I drove a Aether energy scooter and found even the scooter is IoT enabled already. And in this context, to make lean manufacturing address flexibility caused by product mix changes, caused by rapid demand variations, caused by very low volume production. In aerospace industry and space industry, the volume production is very small. Only 1,000 aircrafts per annum were produced before corona. And these three situations, product mix, demand variations, and low volume production, require a different approach. What are the various technologies? Having talked about lean, a little glimpse of Industry 4.0. Little glimpse. Automated production, predictive maintenance, connected machines, 3D printing, big data analytics, smart transport system, network supply chain, production simulation. Automated production, you are very familiar. Automated conveyors, robots, cobots, etc., etc. Predictive maintenance, continuously machine monitoring, condition monitoring, and predict when it is going to fail much before it fails. Connected machines. Machines are no more individual machines. All machines can talk to each other. And all machines can be managed through a central agency. Not through SCADA system, but through internet-enabled cloud-based systems. Additive manufacturing is not just a technology, it is also digitally enabled technology because you can send a program through internet and you can manufacture the part anywhere in the world. The design can be in India, production can be in even Africa. Big data analytics, very useful for machine learning algorithms, ML. When you do artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, taking multiple variables, dependent variables and independent variables, multiple variables coming from multiple sources and analyzing them to see a pattern is very, very important. You can't do with ordinary computers. So you need big data, either server based or in the cloud. And smart transport system. Automated guided vehicle we are very familiar with, but now they are replaced by autonomous mobile robots, AMR. Network supply chain. Network supply chain. There are no more silos. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, OEM. They are not silos. All are talking to each other through blockchain technologies. Mr. Manas Gupta is conducting many programs on blockchain technologies. Also, my friend K.N. Subramaniaji, professor. Please attend the blockchain technology. It will be the future of the world for supply chain. It is a control tower which can watch all the suppliers simultaneously by the OEM, which was not possible through the lean manufacturing concepts called full system from Tier 3 to Tier 2, Tier 2 to Tier 1, Tier 1 to OEM. No. Combined monitoring of the situation across suppliers. Boeing is already studying this and implementing in their companies. And above all, simulation. Without even producing one part, you can simulate every process through PLM technology. These are all put together under the banner of Industry 4.0 and many more. But don't get confused with several technology and buzzwords. Just remember two things: Internet of Things, cyber physical systems. The backbone of Industry 4.0, which allows worldwide data communication in real time. 10 milliseconds. My co-chairman Jagannath says 10 milliseconds. The data is coming and you can analyze in 20 milliseconds. Connect several devices to the cloud. Cloud is nothing but internet. And cyber physical system, it holds a potential to reshape our world with more responsive, precise, reliable, efficient systems through smart devices, sensors, systems, etc., etc. And they are now replacing existing legacy equipment. Other day, I conducted a program on smart machine tools. We will do one day for BCIC. Smart devices are coming up in smart manufacturing, smart city, smart hospitals, smart hotels, and above all, smart grids for electrical generation distribution. I don't want to get into the deep of the cyber physical system, but suffice to say, the physical world of robotics combined with advanced algorithm like machine learning creates a self-learning robots. Is an example. A physical robotics, Industry 3.0, advanced algorithm machine learning, Industry 4.0, together give you self-learning robots. You don't need to create a program for the robots. You make an initial program, thereafter it modifies its own program. Self-learning autonomous robots. Self-configuring, self-optimizing machines are not in the future. It is already there in our Ola and Uber concepts. And so, coming to the crux of our presentation today is what are the three levels of integration. First level of integration is lean is a prerequisite, it's a foundation. Please understand, I love lean. I love JIT. In 1987, I attended a global training program on JIT in Harare, Sheraton. Beautiful hotel. And afternoon, we go and see the animals. From that time, in several industries, I had the luck of fortune of implementing JIT. Not only automobile industry. So it is a foundation and a prerequisite, and it is also the enabler. How it is enabler, I'll explain. And similarly, 4.0 is an enabler and a catalyst. If somebody has not done lean so far, no problem. This 4.0 will motivate you to do the lean. But you better do the lean, then do the 4.0. And finally, together they create very high levels of quality, throughput time, efficiency, and flexible manufacturing. Throughput time alludes to delivery, efficiency alludes to cost, quality delivery cost, flexible manufacturing. All the three gears, 1, 2, 3, together make the integration. Explaining the 3 points. Standardized, transparent, and reproducible processes are the foundation of lean. And that enables you to bring in 4.0. Our data-driven analytical people would love to have standardized, transparent, and reproducible processes. Data analytics. And people, the decision makers, the people who understand lean will automatically understand the value creation and elimination of waste by the 4.0 people. Otherwise, what happened? The 4.0 remain only technology leaders. They will confuse you with concepts like blockchain, artificial intelligence. You think they are arrived from heaven to tell you some technology words. Don't get confused by those people. Ask them, "To kya hota hai? What is the benefit?" Only the lean people will understand the benefit and the value to the customer to avoid the waste and enhance the customer waste value. And above all, by reducing the product and process complexity, the lean enables an optimal use, because 4.0 is expensive. If you brought the company to a certain level through lean, you can invest very small amounts and get very high benefit through 4.0. Otherwise, if you start from scratch, your investment in 4.0 is very high. And conversely, Industry 4.0 helps you to implement lean. How? It is a key point is flexibility, flexibility, flexibility. Other day I went to Siemens Kalwa, Mumbai. 150 varieties of switch gear are produced in one line. The line is supplied by Titan Automation, Tata company, and 150 switch gear produced. Earlier method, one line per switch gear. One line per 50 years they were producing like that. 5 decades. Now one single line produces all the 150 switch gears as per the demand of the customer. And the demand also will vary, it will fluctuate. The takt time of any one switch gear is different from another switch gear. And they implemented Industry 4.0 with the help of Titan Automation and the Siemens own software division, and they came with the Siemens Kalwa Digital Factory. I visited that 3 years back. It's a true example of how flexibility and variety is managed in spite of the complexity through cyber physical systems. Every component is carrying an RFID in that factory. I'm not going to explain line by line. That's a master class, will come later. I'm giving a flavor today. It's already nearing 12 o'clock. And because of that, whether I'm using automation technology or decentralize the production, employee oriented, resource efficiency, and everybody looks at multiple tasks. These are all the main points of lean manufacturing. Even Taguchi Ono said automation. Automation is nothing but low cost automation, and automation which will help in the operator doing on his own without supervisor. So to the extent, even 20 years back, there was an automation in the lean concept. But very, very important, which was enhanced by 4.0, is empowering the workers. Like lean empowered through Kaizen philosophy and 5S philosophy, 4.0 empowered by tablet philosophy. When I say tablet philosophy, I mean everybody has got an iPad or tablet. and you can monitor your own production, your own quality, your own takt time, your own lead time, cycle time, without anybody else telling you from a supervisory level. So decentralized production management, Monday morning meeting, sunrise meeting, daily work management, all these are replaced. You are going to watch even in the famous companies who are following these things. And then come back to Boston Consultancy Group. Those who implemented lean through several concepts could get a 15% cost reduction maximum. The cost reduction also includes cost of quality. But those who implemented 4.0 with no concern for lean could get 5 to 10% cost reduction, mostly through productivity improvement. Mostly through productivity improvement. But those companies in the Boston Consultancy report I showed you earlier, 750 companies who did both lean and industry 4.0 jointly got up to 40% cost reduction. 40% cost reduction. They showed with evidence to Boston Consultancy Group through several technologies. I'm not getting into the technologies, but the synergy of both together is much more than any one individual. That much is my module 1. 12 o'clock now. I finished my module 1, which is nothing but why we should combine the two. So far, we are only looking at why we are combining the two. I will continue, but any of you want to go for a healthy break, coffee break, etc., I can give a 5-minute gap. Rupa, in my watch, we will come back within 5 minutes. The second module is more important than the first module because second module is going to talk about how and what to implement Lean 4.0. I will continue, but some of you want to go and come back, I have no problem. The deeper analysis is now starting. I can't illustrate all of them. Just-in-time 4.0, Ajunka 4.0, Kanban 4.0, SMED 4.0, 5S 4.0, Pokayoke 4.0, VSM 4.0, Value Stream Mapping, Kaizen 4.0, Visual Management, Virtual Simulation 4.0, TPM 4.0. I will attempt to take up one or two in this in the coming slides. Before that, let us sit back and relax and look at lean automation. I already told you automation is also a principle of lean production. And Karakuri, my friend Dr. Devarajan is very happy to explain to us about Karakuri, low cost intelligent automation. Low cost intelligent automation. All these are part of automation principle of lean. Look at here, loading of machine, operation of the machine. See, I love machine tools because last 2 decades in machine tool industry, Makino, Starog, etc. Unloading of machine, transferring of the part from the machine or to the machine. Level 1 of automation, zero automation. Loading done by operator, machine operation by operator. Yeah, machine operation by operator means it's a manual machine. Legacy manual machine, non-CNC. Unloading by operator, transferring by operator. Then came CNC machines. So machine became automatic. But still loading, unloading and transferring are all by operator. Then came CNC machine, but there is a level of maybe a push-pull system with the help of pneumatics and hydraulics, unloading is taking place. But loading and transferring is still by operator. The 3 levels. But then suddenly in 1980s, globally, they started looking at loading automation, machine automation, unloading automation. When I was in Telco Pune, 1979-81, this was happening there. Transfer lines. We used to call it as transfer lines. Cylinder head, cylinder block, transfer lines. But today, with FMS systems, we are implemented in 2-3 companies from Starog, Forbes, Marshall, Pune, Ace Designer, Bangalore, Engine Factory, Defense, already. Everything is automatic. Loading automatic, machine is automatic, unloading automatic, transferring of the part automatic. With this level of automation, what is the purpose? It aims for high changeability or variability. And the information flow also is very fast to match the future market demands. That is a goal. I mean, it is not achieved yet. High changeability, you can change things very fast. Information flow is very fast, dynamic, and future market demands can be met. Fluctuating market demands. And we already talked, but I will explain in detail some of the concepts under the just-in-time and some of the concepts under JIDOKA. E-Kanban systems, digitized Ijunka, Chaku line digitized, iBin system, milk run QR code system, plug and produce workstations. In fact, this classification under just-in-time was done by me. The research paper did not do that. I tried to put them under this. Because by and large, they look at material flow, production flow and material flow. So I put them under the just-in-time. JIDOKA, pick by vision, error proofing, augmented reality based standardization or training, automatic mold change, could be here or could be here also, predictive maintenance. These are all people driven, enabling people, alerting them, automating some people operations, mistake proofing, Pokayoke. I put them under JIDOKA. I stand corrected. Some of them could belong to both. Some explanation of each one of them. Let us take one by one. E-Kanban systems. All of you are familiar with Kanban systems. At least those who implemented lean and just-in-time are familiar with Kanban system. But now it is happening, revolution happening across the country, across the world. The digitization of the Kanban system is known already for several years. The conventional physical Kanban card used for order-oriented production control. It is not stock-oriented, order-oriented, which means pull system. Customer order will pull everything else. In my days, 1979 in Tata Motor, I was doing push production. Come what may, produce 60 trucks per day. That time it was 60 trucks per day. Now it is more than 6,000 trucks per day. It is a inventory-oriented production control system in those days. Now, order-oriented production control system. It can be replaced, e-Kanban can be replaced with virtual Kanban. That is the next level. Manual Kanban, e-Kanban, virtual Kanban. What is the difference there? E-Kanban looks at converting the Kanban card to a digitalized Kanban card. But in virtual Kanban, you don't need that also. Everything can be looked at through the tablet in the hands of the operator. You so go to Cafe Dodabellapur, you can already see that going on in Bangalore. I went there 4-5 years back with a CA group and a BCIC group. The missing and the empty bins, the Kanban bins, the 2-bin system can be recognized automatically through sensors. I didn't have a picture to show you, sorry for that. But you can have a camera, visual camera or a sensor for the missing and empty bins. That level of technology is possible with e-Kanban system. Then let's go to automation through error proofing, Pokayoke. There is a company in Germany called Magna. They implemented this through barcoding technology to eliminate human error. Other day, our Drishti Technologies, they made this presentation. Drishti Technologies, they made Mr. Prasad and other doctor, if I got the name, about Pokayoke error proofing through vision technologies. But Magna has done it through barcoding technologies. I have done in year 2001 in Pondicherry with the help of barcodes for operator and barcodes for workpiece and barcodes for workstation. I did not know that time Industry 4.0 is coming. Of course, it was not my invention. It came from England. Cooper Busman is a company I work for as an MD. So they had barcode for operator, barcode for the product, and barcode for the machine. So anytime you can trace the quality problem with the help of this traceability. In year 2000, Pondicherry, and a high mix of production, different switch gear parts, fuse gear parts. And in 3 months' time, I'm very happy to tell you, we achieved zero defect production. It used to be 5000 ppm. Then it came down to 500 ppm. Then it came to 50 ppm. Then we reached zero defect production in the electrical fuse gear industry. Safety critical. Well, now the same thing is available through the digital technologies such as mobile phone, internet enabled devices, IoT devices, workstations can be Pokayoke, visual technologies available for Pokayoke. I call all of them as automation in error proofing. Number 2. The third one, Chaku line. I mean, I wish I had time to show you a video, but MS Teams video doesn't work. It's very difficult. Unless I log out and log in and all those stuff. Chaku line, year 2012. A university in South Denmark. They did a project for Lego toys. And they created U-shaped assembly station. It's a Japanese concept. Chaku line it means Chaku means load, unload. The same operator in a U-shaped assembly line, I mean, without knowing it, I did in Cooper Busman through small cells, load, unload. My good friend, Toffee friend, Mr. Sanjeev Balan, he'll remember that. And he was a project manager. In load, unload station, they were able to manage in Japan several MSMEs, several small and medium enterprises could minimize their, maximize the asset utilization through Chaku lines. Continuous production. But that is a lean concept. It could not manage variety of parts going through the same Chaku line. I went to this Chennai company called JM Frimtech. They make clutch and brake for tractor industry. 200 varieties of clutch and brake for the tractor industry. But alas, their Chaku line is 10 different Chaku lines. But when I do digitalization, I can have one Chaku line and manage different types of parts, like our friend in Siemens Kalwa, Bombay are doing. Different types of clutch and brake can be done in one Chaku line. That study was done using Lego toys in South Denmark. I call it as a lean intelligent assembly automation. LIAA, they call it. Lean intelligent assembly automation. Many people think IoT is only for machine shop. It is more useful for assembly shop than even machine shop. The fourth project is iBin system. There is a company in Germany called Wurth Industry Services, GmbH. They were collaborating with NTTF in Vellore, right? So they were also a training company. They also were manufacturing company. Wurth Industry Services, GmbH. In 2013, they created this concept of iBin system. Our Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, Dr. Amaresh Chakravarti has implemented I-bin system. You will not believe, for shoe industry, footwear industry. MSME, footwear MSME is funding that project to identify the number of components lying in the bin and the type of component lying in the bin. And they are also useful for along with the e-Kanban system. These Kanban bins, I-bin systems are Kanban bins. I think Bosch Bidadi has already implemented I-bin system. I visited long back through CII. You can have a wireless Wi-Fi enabled I-bin system today. The inventory control system has gone through a revolution with the I-bin system. How? It can send orders automatically to suppliers. Imagine the I-bin system, when the components are less than the reorder level, it can send order automatically to suppliers or to the warehouse or to the raw material stores, and it comes to the I-bin. Very useful for standard components, especially for spare parts management in our aerospace industry, right? Aerospace industry spare parts management is a very complex process. You go to MRO in Hyderabad, you will see how complex it is. These are all the potential application to get maximum benefit. Automobile industry will get, obviously, because it's a Kanban system, and buffer stock can be reduced to close to zero inventory concept. The next is milk run system. It is very familiar to the Toyota people. Milk run system. One van will bring the components from several suppliers and come back to the factory. And the same van will again go to several suppliers, come back to the factory. This is a milk run concept. Like milk is supplied by the Amul in Anand in Gujarat. The milk is supplied by a milk run concept in Amul, Anand, Gujarat. Bring that same thing to the factory, it is called milk run system. But now, a QR code enabled milk run system. In the COVID era, all of us are using Phone Pay, Paytm, Google Pay. Why not use these concepts in our manufacturing? A company called Wittgenstein and Biba Bremer Institute for Production and Logistics GmbH. This is a laboratory. It is allied to a company called Wittgenstein, but Biba is a laboratory. Bremer Institute for Production and Logistics GmbH. They had a state-funded project. The project is called Cypros. And they used this concept to create a model for QR code integrated milk run system. That was in 2015. Now it is implemented in many companies in Germany. And together with AMR, my MaxByte friend in Coimbatore, he made a presentation on AMR 1 month back in BCIC. Autonomous mobile robo. We'll come to that point. Together with QR code milk run system and the AMR and the e-Kanban and the Choco line, it's a very powerful Lean 4.0 concept. Pick by vision. Our friends Drishti Technologies, they showed in the BCIC webinar 2 months ago, pick by vision, load by vision, Pokayoke by vision. Vision technology is implemented by Toyota Corporation globally, and several companies in India are looking at this more and more, including garment industry, shirts and pants, garment industry. My good friend, Mr. Sarbajit Ghosh on the Mysore Road, he is looking at digital manufacturing in garment industry. And together with augmented reality, the pick by vision and along with augmented reality is creating revolution in DHL. Other day I sent Diwali snacks to my daughter in Canada through DHL. I'm sure it will reach the right person and the Diwali snacks will not go to my daughter's neighbor. All this is caused by pick by vision and automation through AMR. And augmented reality is used to pick the right product. And that brings me to the augmented reality based workstation, work standardization, training, remote maintenance. Several technologies are coming which are enabling augmented reality based work standardization. There is a project called Moon in the Airbus military. Airbus military developed a project called Moon, MOON. It's an abbreviation for Assembly Oriented Authoring Augmented Reality. Assembly Oriented Authoring Augmented Reality. You know, I picked up from this 12 research papers. I try to give you a condensed version. There are 12 research papers. You know, if I had the energy, I could do another doctorate on that. Now, this Moon project, it used 3D information from the digital mockup to generate assembly instructions and implement them in the shop floor. And a prototype was produced for cable harness technology. My friend Sethuraman from Sasmos, I hope he is joined and listening to this. Cable electrical harness routing in the frame 36 of the Airbus A400M was done in 2012 through augmented reality based work standardization. 2012, my dear friends. Cable harnessing, they are having 1,000 girls and boys now assembling in Whitefield and in Devanahalli. I told him, please look into this concept. Because you can get error-free cable harnessing. One small error, you know what happens to the aircraft. You can't even apply brake on the sky. Plug and play workstations. Festo, SMC, Schneider, all these people are using plug and play workstation for training purpose. But in some of the manufacturing units of fast moving consumer products, flexible modular production, MPS, modular production systems. We can use plug and play workstations together with Kobo, collaborative robo. Together with collaborative robo and plug and play workstation, a revolution is happening across this world on small and medium enterprises assembling consumer products, consumer durables, consumer products. And they enable even SMED principles, single minute exchange of die, that was implemented in 2016 in a laboratory called Smart Factory KL. It is collaboration with Fraunhofer University. Smart Factory KL in a place called Nuremberg, Germany. See, Lean 4.0 is a terminology created by Germans. Ironical. Automatic mold changing stations. In 2016, a company called Staubli in Düsseldorf, American company in branch in Duncan, they could change complete mold change, which within 1 minute through automation and sensor driven automation. Why the sensor was important? It could identify which component is to be molded. In injection molding operation, this is very, very useful. And they are now targeting for doing this change in 3 seconds. A project is going on to do these changes in 3 seconds. The power connection, the data connection, the mold, everything will be disconnected automatically and connected again in 3 seconds. Digitized Haijunka. Our Toyota colleagues, they know Haijunka very well. I request Prakash San to do a presentation on Haijunka on another day. It's nothing but level production, even when there are different components and different variety of parts. Leveled production. The takt time is very difficult to manage when there is a fluctuating production and variety of parts. And now Haijunka is getting digitized because it's difficult to manage with a manual intervention, especially when it is fluctuating. And finally, predictive maintenance, last but not the least, through condition monitoring Data analytics like machine learning algorithm, right? And early prediction of failures can help you. I think the famous software like IBM Watson, Hadoop, they all started in 2014. So what I'm trying to say, these several automation technologies, Mr. Ketkale has got another 20 like this. But if you are to bring them together and integrate with lean manufacturing, there is a Chaku line, but I'm not running it. If you can combine lean and automation together, that's an IBM system photograph. You can see that, where there is a barcoding and a visual camera to check. The power of the combination is more than the power of the individual concept. And to summarize, when I combine the two, you get a smart operator, you get a smart product, you get a smart machine, and you get a smart planning system. Smart factory is nothing but the combination of operator, product, machine, and planning. Man, machine, material, methods. Man is operator, machine is machine, material is product, method is planning. The forums under just-in-time through Kanban system and under Jidoka through and-on system. And-on system I will explain shortly. The smart products, they know the production process. The product itself has got a built-in information. I saw in Siemens Kalwa, every component has got its assembly sequence built in the QR code, and they negotiate with smart machines. Negotiate. In Chandigarh, I implemented a line 2012. At that time, we didn't know about Industry 4.0, where one line can do 2-cylinder engine, 3-cylinder engine, 4-cylinder engine for Mahindra Swaraj. The product can negotiate with the machine through the Renisha probe. And today we can have a digitalized IoT system which will ensure Pokayoke. And smart product contains information about the Kanban, and order-oriented production can be managed by supplying to the right machine at the right time. When I went to Toyota in Bidadi, in Toyota engine the other day in Jigini, the previous engine stopped the next engine. It said stop, not orally, through a Wi-Fi mechanism. And the smart planning enables processes in real-time planning. When the fluctuation happens, the planning can automatically change it. And smart operator, every operator has got a barcode in his hand or a tablet, and his identification of that operator is fixed. Unskilled person cannot do that operation. And finally, the smart machine, which is nothing but a CNC machine, IoT enabled CNC machine with intelligent functions. On that, I will conduct a master class another day. The smart machine is a separate master class by itself. At the hand-on system, the wearable devices like a goggle or the tablet or the mobile phone will give you the status at any time to the employee. So the employee is empowered through information, communication, and mobile technologies. And machines and failures can be managed through operators through the autonomous maintenance concept. I will touch upon it when we come shortly. See, it is not important to cover all the slides, but the flavor of this is very important. There will be a second class of my second. See, there are 80 slides, 40 slides this class, another 40 slides next class. Then the next class I will announce another day. So in other words, smart operator through hand-on method, smart watches. I forgot to mention smart watches, Fitbit watch, and they trigger the actions. They are not only receiving information, they can also trigger the action. Smart product, smart machine, smart planning. And this is a plug and play system. The study done in Germany laboratory. Now, if you want training on this concept, go to Festo, SMC, Schneider. They do excellent training on Industry 4.0 through modular production system. We are going to do all this thing in the BCIC Academy. Watch the space. And therefore, the holistic integration will result in all these things. Look at this concept. Read it carefully. Now it's 12:30. Read it carefully. These are the lean manufacturing tools. These are the Industry 4.0 technologies. There is a research paper which explains this, which I'll share with you later on through BCIC. Big data analytics enables just-in-time, it enables Kanban, it enables value stream mapping, it enables Kaizen. It also enables TPM. There is a color problem. It also enables TPM. This way, one way of reading. Another way of reading, TPM is enabled by big data analytics, automated guided vehicles, AMR, additive manufacturing, the cloud computing, the visual simulation, virtual simulation, and augmented reality. You can read this chart in two ways. Which lean manufacturing tool is supported by which technology? Which technology supports which all lean manufacturing tools? And gentlemen and ladies, this study has shown there are 68 potential points of contribution and definitely 25 synergy points. This is into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25. Sorry for the color, but they are all into. And TPM, surprisingly, TPM showed the maximum benefit from the Industry 4.0 technologies. So therefore, I think in the available time, I will focus on TPM. But to understand the benefits, we have to measure through 5 items. These are the criteria of measurement. First and foremost criteria, integration among processes, among devices, and among the users. Users means stakeholders. The worker is very, very important in this. It is not only the manager. Our manager can see the data sitting in his room. No. Can the worker see his data himself? That is a true achievement maturity of Industry 4.0. The devices, the machines, the RFID and mobile phone, all devices, the processes, manufacturing processes. If you can integrate all of them, we give a thumbs up. And eliminate waste. If this is true, thumbs up to the technology. Can we create a flexibility in the entire supply chain? Not only the OEM, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, dealer, everywhere. Then we give thumbs up to the technology. Can we give automation? That means automation with a self-correcting feedback. Autonomous automation is automation. The word was invented by Mr. Ono, Toyota Corporation. So in a way, there was also a semblance of 4.0 at that time. Self-correcting, self-feedback to the operator or to the machine or the material through other mechanisms, tools, etc. And finally, can we use data analytics solutions to enable all this? And of course, finally, it should give continuous flow through value stream mapping. Data analytics, we have been using for many things. Productivity monitoring, energy monitoring, quality monitoring. Forget about all that. Value stream mapping. If data analytics can be implemented for value stream mapping, dynamically. In my next class, I will touch upon that. Dynamic value stream mapping, continuously updated value stream mapping. If you can do through data analytics, that is a true mark of merging lean and 4.0. What is value stream mapping? I will bring Mr. Natarajan, my friend, who is expert in value stream mapping, to conduct a class for BCIC. He sits in Chennai, so you'll do online. He worked in TVS Group and Rane Group. Okay, I said TPM I will concentrate, but I will also touch upon just in time. Just in time is a core of lean, and TPM is a very important subset of lean. It was independent, but then it became part of the lean. Produce and procure what is required when it is required, with zero inventory, zero buffer. Pull through production in the entire value chain to customer demand, takt time. Customer rate of demand is equal to rate of production, takt time. You all know the word takt time, I think. TACT, takt time. TACKT, pull through production. And small lot production, single piece flow. It could be as low as 1, which will result in zero inventory between the process. And finally, direct online delivery. Toyota Corporation already doing in Bangalore. Direct online delivery. Mr. Lucas TVS Ravichandran, he conducted a workshop 30 years back. I attended in Chennai on behalf of CAI. He said how the tires from the tire manufacturer will be delivered to the assembly line of Toyota on the station where the tire is assembled. From the lorry to the assembly line, the tire is jumping and assembled. 1980s, I'm talking. Mr. Ravichandran is like an evangelist of lean manufacturing, just in time. He went to, he was Lucas TVS vice president. He went to Toyota in Japan, came back and gave this talk. These 4 principles of just in time can be implemented through automated guided vehicle, through intelligent bin smart products, through digital object memory. I will explain this digital object memory a little bit. Let me explain all of them. Okay, TPM we will take it to the next class. We will do JAT today. At least one properly we will do. Automated guided vehicles and automated autonomous mobile robots can transport objects within the material flow automatically. That means you cannot push and create an overproduction. Only a pull will create. But today what happened? Kanban system pull, but an operator brings in a trolley. Suppose AGV brings, I seen in Toyota engine division in Bangalore. If an AGV can bring, now they are improvising through AMR. Right now AGV is going on a rail, magnetic rail damaged. What to do? Repair. AGV stop. So they are going for AMR. AMR GPS enabled. AMR has got a built-in map. You can incorporate the production shop floor map in the AMR. And you can change the map whenever layout changes, which is not possible with AGV. And these 2 technologies take the products to the required place automatically, minimizes human mistakes and minimizes trips made and found no component. The day I saw AGV went, the engine cannot move because the Wi-Fi says, hey, stop. My engine is already here. Next engine don't send. But the AGV reached. Now they are trying to connect the thing so that AGV doesn't go there. You can minimize empty trips. You can minimize mistakes. I saw in JM Frimtech, very beautiful case study. The correct clutch should go to the correct line, the Chaco line, and the correct time with the correct AMR. It's a project proposal I have given. It is not implemented yet. 200 varieties of clutch and brakes. So, gentlemen, MSME, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, require Industry 4.0 more than the OEM. The varieties handled by the small and medium enterprises, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 companies, they require Industry 4.0, Lean 4.0 much more than the OEMs. Because the variety they are managing is so many. OEM at least they will get 5 clutch brakes. Mahindra will get 5. Sonalika will get 4. Right? TAFE will get 3. But the manufacturer, JM Printech, has to make 200 varieties. Only for tractor industry he makes. I told him, Saab, you need Industry 4.0 with the AMR. Mr. Madhavan, Managing Director. He is a very advanced thinker. Mr. Solayappan, advanced thinker. They are waiting. Corona is over now. Second is intelligent bins. They help in self-optimization. Digital object memory goes with that together. It stores every necessary manufacturing instruction and parameters. What is parameter? It could be the product specification. It could be the tolerance limits. It could be the process specification, the cutting tool requirements, the depth of cut, the RPM, feed, you name it, assembly or machining parameters can be. If it is a welding, you can have a welding parameter, current and voltage welding parameters. Several parameters and instructions, assembly instructions, machining instructions, welding instructions can be incorporated in digital object memory. I have seen in my own eyes in Siemens Kalwa. I deliberately give you the example in India. Toyota engine, TAFE Doddaballapur, Siemens Kalwa. And Lucas TVS have done 2 assembly lines for the motors in Chennai. I visited 3 years back. Complete assembly line digitalized. And this organization helps in intra-logistics. Intra-logistics. They're not talking about lorries coming outside. Within the plant, there are many movements. My Coimbatore friend Max Byte is enabling even your forklifts and electrical forklifts, etc., with the GPS enabled system, which is normally used for AMR. And that can speak to the ERP system, production control system, and AMR are talking to each other. A true Kanban through the material handling can be implemented. Auto ID technologies, RFID, already mentioned, can be applied to track material in real time. Earlier RFID was there, but today through the internet enabled system, you can track it real time and locate the objects in the value chain. Where is the object? Where? The where and the when are the 2 questions. The what, where, and when are the 3 questions that will be answered by RFID. And the moment you put digital object memory, the how of the manufacturing also is incorporated in that. In addition, part recognition allows identification of correct components and the wrong components. Am I doing 2-cylinder engine, 3-cylinder engine, 4-cylinder engine? Mr. Kishore Kumar, MD, current MD of Starog, implemented beautifully in Starog Chandigarh, in Swaraj Chandigarh. But today he can further improve it. He can further improve it through RFID concepts. Right now it's managed by Renisha Probing. And the mismatch in the defective parts can be stopped in machine shop or in assembly shop. Okay. The automated selection of the RFID tags. Even the tag you don't have to put. The selection of the tag also can be done automatically, and therefore it is a true level of high level of automation, which is required in fast moving consumer goods like Hindustan Lever. In Hindustan Lever, in pharmaceutical industry, healthcare industry, Amazon.com, these kind of requirements, you require the stock monitoring, and further improvement of automation is done by automatic picking up the tags by the RFID. And the replenishment process from the suppliers. Already I talked about IBIN. Is again enabled by the RFID. which supplier, information about which supplier, who has got ready stock, information of the stock in the supplier place is read by this internet enabled system through the cloud. You can't do a Wi-Fi to the supplier. Therefore, you need the internet. The JIT and the JIS 4.0, just in sequence, just in time and just in sequence, both require therefore big data and data analytics systems. The opportunity to analyze detailed real-time process information. So many parameters are changing. The future factory, it has been predicted by people, where already Fanuc has proved there is no human being in the Fanuc factory in Japan. Robots for the people, by the people, of the people is democracy. By the robo, of the robo, for the robo is Fanuc. It's a new democracy. And predictive maintenance through data analytics. What is happening to the machine? Descriptive data analytics. Why the problem is happening to the machine? Root cause analysis, diagnostic data analytics. When it can fail the bearing of the spindle, predictive data analytics. And what I should do before it fails? Prescriptive data analytics. The 4 levels of advanced data analytics is done to enable, because if the machine doesn't work, you cannot do just in time. If the machine is down, the just in time line stops. The hand-on system, Jidoka says stop. I went to Toyota Bidadi, line stops. All operators are happily doing Kaizen for the next day. There is a board called Relax. In the line shop floor, can anybody put a board called Relax? All the operators are relaxing. Nobody is worried about it. Machine line has stopped. Assembly line has stopped. So he is relaxing. What is he doing? Not having coffee. He is doing Kaizen in Bidadi. Go and see. And therefore, the very high level of transparency will come in with respect to operators, with respect to people, with respect to man, machine, material, methods, and the entire supply chain, the supplier side, and the entire customer chain, especially in consumer product industry. Customer chain is equally important to supplier chain. And all this put together, we must reduce the lead time. Taguchi Ono said, the only and one goal of just-in-time is a reduction of the lead time and manage the flexibility. And with all this, one research paper came out. I'm not getting into the detail. It's already 12:45. Is a just-in-time 4.0 can use augmented reality, can use big data analytics, can use autonomous mobile robo, can use a cloud computing, can use additive manufacturing. And with all this, he can achieve the various benefits which are mentioned around this. I just explained you some of the benefits. I will share with you this research paper also. Very useful. How everything just-in-time 4.0. In the module, next module, I realize 40 slides for 1.5 hours is a good rhythm. Value stream mapping 4.0, next class. Virtual simulation 4.0, next class. Digital twin 4.0, next class. Value stream mapping, a special case study done by an Italian company. Total productive maintenance, TPM 4.0, next class. Kanban 4.0, already touched upon it a little bit in the context of just-in-time, how it can be used using big data analytics, virtual simulation, AGV, AMR, e-Kanban. Hejunka 4.0. We will do this after Prakash does the class on Hejunka. Pokayoke 4.0. I already gave you several examples of Pokayoke 4.0. And vision-based technologies by Drishti, MaxByte kind of people through video-based analysis is catching up very fast. Pokayoke 4.0 on very many applications. Above all, Kaizen 4.0, can you believe? MaxByte has introduced Kaizen 4.0 and root cause analysis 4.0. By digitalizing Kaizen, by digitalizing root cause analysis, fishbone diagram. I'm not saying it to promote MaxBite. I'm saying because our startup companies in India under NASSCOM, Mr. Sushil Mittal is promoting several startup companies across India to bring in these small apps. C4I4, Pune. Single minute exchange of die 4.0. Visual management 4.0. This requires little dwelling. So again, next class. How can we do 5S through zoning? Zoning technology through digital. And-on. Digital and-on boards, smart watches, mobile devices. Big subject. And with all that, with several tools of the industry 4.0, the several benefits of the lean. This is one more study. Earlier I showed you one study. This is yet another study. So many research is going on. Today, some of you listening people might do a doctorate on this. This is the right time to take up a topic and do a doctorate on this. I 4.0 tools, additive manufacturing, plug and play, AGV, human computer interaction. Human computer interaction. Go to Tafe Dodabellapur. Mr. Palniyappan, I've done it from 2012. Hats off to that gentleman. I request our president to invite Mr. Palniyappan. Virtual representation. Virtual reality, augmented reality. Intelligent bins. Auto ID, RFID. Digital object memory. Digital twin. Very big subject. Ayyappan Ramurthy will give a class, master class on digital twin. I requested him to do in December. Cloud computing, real-time computing, big data, data analytics, machine learning. Machine learning is not a thing of the past. Today, we have got 100 crore vaccination in this country through our beautiful app called what Setu? I forgot that app. Arogya Setu. Next, Arogya Setu will use machine learning to prevent corona. So far, it is only using monitoring corona. Next, it will use through machine learning to prevent corona. And several just in time has got maximum into. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take TPM. TPM level 1, level 2, level 3. Look at the number of intos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What are the 3 levels? Autonomous maintenance, planned maintenance, yearly product equipment management. That is nothing but preventive maintenance. Scheduled maintenance is planned maintenance, preventive maintenance, and autonomous. Operator himself doing maintenance is a vision of TPM. Now it is enabled by Industry 4.0. These technologies are eliminating several wastes. Earlier I showed you how lean is eliminating waste. Now I am showing how 4.0 is eliminating the waste. The same 7 wastes. Of course, Parasuram will say there are 16 wastes. I agree. We'll take this up in class 2. How there is a roadmap to implement these technologies. The roadmap. Which are the technologies to start gradually one by one? Which are the concepts in lean gradually one by one? In other words, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear good friends, the summary, the benefits and the conclusions. Lean manufacturing and Industry 4.0, they are not mutually exclusive. They can seamlessly be integrated with each other for successful production management. And Industry 4.0 cannot solve all the problems of a mismanagement and weak organization of manufacturing systems. Sorry, cannot solve. You must do the lean activities first before you can do automation. Even our Bill Gates said Bill Gates, Microsoft. He said, do not automate an inefficient process in the IT industry. He said it. It will only increase the amount of inefficiency. In addition, effective information flow should be maintained before introducing information communication technologies. First of all, there should be information. Then only you can introduce technology. What cannot be monitored cannot be measured. What cannot be measured cannot be recorded. What cannot be recorded cannot be monitored. What cannot be monitored cannot be improved. Who said? Juran said it. In this context, keeping the data in the right and current manner, meaning it should be updated. Yesterday Ola booked, today car is coming. No use. Is it current data, live data? And similar to the lean manufacturing, Lean 4.0 also requires a very good level of daily activities. Dr. Devarajan says daily activity management is very, very important. I totally agree with him. But at the same time, 4.0, we should not only look for information-based improvements, but also process improvements. Process improvements. If you have a very bad machine, very bad cutting tool, very bad fixture, Industry 4.0 cannot improve it. Sorry. And the limitations of the lean manufacturing, because of the very high mix of products and very high fluctuation of demand and a very high fluctuation of supply and very high variety, lean manufacturing requires some more technology support. That is why 4.0 is coming. And last but not the least, my good friends, quality, delivery, cost, flexibility, and safety. I forgot to mention about safety. Are the ultimate goals of both lean and 4.0. Therefore, I submit today that operational excellence and business excellence require lean 4.0. With that, I end my conversation today. Thank you very much. Upa?
Yes, sir. So would you like to have the question and answer session now, sir?
That's right.
I have unmuted the participants. They can ask the questions. So Mr. Ramanathan has raised his hand. Mr. Ramanathan?
I hope my slide has stopped. Thank you. Go ahead, sir. There are around 60 people. Go ahead. Anything typed in the text box, you can read out to Uma. Mr. Ramanathan, go ahead. Selvaraj. வாங்க. எப்ப கோயம்புத்தூர்ல வந்துட்டீங்களா?
Yeah, I am in Bangalore. It's a wonderful session. It's a wonderful.
I want questions more than appreciation.
Yeah. First, I appreciate, then I raise questions.
I know I crossed the time, but
okay, sir. I listen. I have one question.
Sure.
You are going to explain next class about Industry 4.0 and all, and parallelly the 5.0 it is coming. It will come shortly, or it is already somewhere implemented.
It is already there. I learned this from Universal Robo.
Okay.
When man and machine are interacting together with each other.
Okay.
When man, see, so far automation, people thought it is replacing the man.
Okay.
But imagine the large robo of a Fanuc or a ABB.
Okay.
With a fence around.
Okay.
The man is sitting very far and trying to operate the robo through programming. But in the collaborative robo, like a Universal Robo, You
Yes.
can touch the robo, you can
Yes.
caress the robo will touch you, nothing will happen, and it gives flexibility in the production process. And during
Okay.
COVID, they sold in the last 2-3 years, their population has gone to 700 machines in this country.
Okay.
700 Cobos, which are unthinkable before the COVID regime.
Okay.
One of the reason is social distancing. One man and another man are separated by a Cobo. So man-machine interaction. It could be an HMI, it could be a tablet. When this more and more man-machine interaction increases, that is the true development called 5.0 is my limited understanding. My apologies if I am wrong.
No problem. Say, you can
My
explain
belief is before
Yeah.
even we understand 5.0, before the child can run, it has to walk. Before the child can walk, it has to crawl. Before it has to crawl, it has to be born.
Agree.
So in India, Industry 4.0 is just born.
Sir, you are with Makino, and you know about our AGV vehicle and how AMR is superior than the AGV current technology. The AMR, I've heard today only this word, AMR from you.
AGV of Makino is a flexible manufacturing system whereby there is a large carousel in which the vehicle is moving, and the vehicle is a transport system of feeding fixtures to the respective machines. In a flexible manufacturing system.
Pick the pallets and push to the machine.
The AGV of the Toyota engine is the AGV going on the floor. On the floor, either with a fixed rail or with a magnetic rail. That is a small AGV which takes the component from one to another. And that AGV is now challenged by AMR. What is AMR? Autonomous mobile robo, which does not require a fixed rail, which does not require a fixed magnetic rail, which is only require a program and a map. The layout and the program to tell where should I take the component to which station, and which station I should pick up the component and go to which station. Already implemented in Caterpillar, Chennai by Maxbyte.
Thank you, sir.
It's a famous company, Danish company, very expensive. Now the import substitution, they have indigenized in Coimbatore, and it is far lower expensive with the same benefits and results as the imported Danish machine.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Dinkar Murthy has raised his hands. Go ahead, Dinkar. Go ahead, Dinkar. I'm also trying to read the chat if there is anything. Bolo Dinkar. Unless you left.
So what I was trying to say was, first of all, thanks a lot for a very comprehensive.
Can you come on the video? Can you come on the video? Because you look
video.
so.
Just hold on.
You look so handsome.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah. You look so handsome. Every Sunday you do free programs for the people.
Okay. So
you are the Bosch expert, so you should come on the video.
Thank you so much. So what I was telling was, see, first of all, thanks a lot for a very comprehensive and thorough researched presentation, and I really like the idea of attaching 4.0 to everything. That really gives a different perception altogether. My question is, see, in the 90s we had the advent of lean and TQC, etc. And also the TQM principles, 7 quality tools, and this entire thing was deployed using quality circles in a big way, where a lot of things started working from the bottom up level. In my experience of Industry 4.0, or whatever we call today as Industry 4.0, it has only happened when it has happened bottom up. People wanted to really have solutions to improve their metrics, their results. And the way to do that was to go in for automation, go in for cyber physical systems and all that. I'm talking about my experience in Bosch in the early 2000, where today's Industry 4.0 solutions were already implemented. So my question is, can't we think of some kind of a movement similar to a quality circle for getting the Industry 4.0 concepts and solutions implemented in companies?
Yeah, we need a movement. See, the movement is like a freedom movement. Mahatma Gandhi had a freedom movement.
Yeah.
Because there is a British.
Yeah.
And we had to have we had to say quit India.
Correct.
Now here I'm saying, don't quit lean. Don't quit quality circle. Don't quit 5S.
Yeah.
We integrate the digital.
Yeah.
It is a bread, butter, jam approach.
Correct.
I'll come to your question. Very nice question you made. The bread is a foundation of the lean or 5S, whatever you call it.
Absolutely.
On that, you apply the butter and the jam. I call the butter as automation and the jam as a digitalization.
Correct.
Butter as automation and jam as then you get a beautiful sandwich.
Correct.
Now, who are the people who are applying butter and jam? They are the digital experts.
Yeah.
Siemens software.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, there are many software experts.
Yeah.
They were struggling. Capgemini, TCS.
Yeah.
Right? Why they were struggling? Even though they may be attending today, I hope they don't mind my comment. The reason they are struggling is they did not understand what the customer want.
Correct.
Customer want lean.
Correct.
We want the quality to improve. Cost of quality should come down. I'll tell you one of the case study. I'm helping some small company. They said, no, it's too expensive. Mehanga hai. Then they found, my friend Jagannath says, the cost of Industry 4.0 is only 0.5% to 3%, depending upon the turnover of the company.
Correct. Correct.
But the reason why people are resisting, they could not understand the benefit. They thought it was productivity improvement.
One is that, and the second is it needs a cultural change, isn't it?
I'll complete the point. Yeah, without cultural change, nothing happens.
Correct.
Yeah, or we need a corona to change it, right? Either it is a outside in approach or inside out approach. Either egg has to, if the egg is broken, then one chicken has died. If the chicken breaks the egg and comes out, one chicken is born. Now, what is happening is everybody is breaking the head. Industry 4.0, Industry 4.0, Industry 4.0. We are breaking the bloody egg. I'm sorry, right? Can they allow the egg to be born? So the Lean 4.0 revolution, by humble submission, it is not my terminology. It is coined by that big laboratory in Germany. Okay, and the first book has come out 2 months ago, which I bought through what is called Kindle. Now, the Lean 4.0 is a right terminology for the movement, the revolution. If you say Industry 4.0 revolution, nobody is willing to take because mehanga hai, costly. If you say Lean, the purana cheez hai, old wine in new bottle. Just in time was an old wine. The Lean became, Womack and Jones brought the Lean because Americans, they don't want to use, the Japanese words. You say Kaizen, they say continual improvement.
Yeah.
Right? You say Kanban, they say pull system. If British says platform, Americans say sidewalk. So leave them alone. Then the Womack and Jones and all happened. 25 years later. But Taguchi Ono said everything.
Yeah.
Why General Motors, Chrysler Corporation and Ford are still struggling? If they did believe in it at that time. So I said to this small company, measure the cost of quality. The cost of quality, they are not measuring sincerely. You measure the cost of quality is running into 20 crores. I will not mention the company name. The 20 crore, the required digital technology is only 2 crore. You implemented a prevention cost of 2 crore. You gain the failure cost of 20 crore. 10 times it has been always proved. Prevention is to failure is 1:10.
Correct.
The leaders like Bosch, leaders like Siemens, other day I was talking to Anand from Bosch. Anand told me they now created 2 divisions. So far, Bosch was implementing within Bosch factories in India.
Correct.
Now they created a new division under Anand and other people, Jay Krishna, etc., to do for non-Bosch companies.
Correct.
Right? I hope other leaders also will start doing that. Mitsubishi Consulting is a very big company. Hitachi Consulting is a very big company. Deloitte is tied up with some people. KPMG, But there are hundreds of small and medium enterprises like MaxBite, startup companies under NASCOM. They're all enrolled in NASCOM. But again, the problem, Indus Edge in Bangalore, very good company. The problem is, what does the customer want? So the revolution, Dinakar, you hit the nail on the right thing. We need a revolution, not lean, not 4.0, but lean 4.0.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
My good friend, my good friend in Pune, he is trying to create a team for that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
He's the managing director of Sigma Electric.
Okay.
I don't see many remarks. Natarajan Ramanathan says RCM based data analytics. Silvaraju AMR means what? Sundarraj says SMED, how quickly you change the dice, trolleys, etc. Acha, he's defining it, is it? SMED in Pokayoke, are they same? Mr. Iyer is asking. No, sir. They are different concepts, but they can be together. Mr. Iyer, you come on the video, sir. It's a fundamental question, but I would like to address it. KVS Iyer, very senior person. More senior to me. Sir, your audio is not audible. No audio. Doesn't matter. SMED for single minute exchange of die is a vision. It doesn't matter. You need not achieve in single minute. Suppose you are at 10 minutes now, you reduce to 9 minutes. It's a good continual Kaizen. It's an improvement. When you change the dies or the tools or the fixtures very fast, right? The ATC magazine in a CNC machine tool is an invention to change the tools very fast. Selvaraju will agree with that.
Agree, sir.
Can we do this? Yeah. Can we do the same thing for die mold industry of Subbarayan? Can we do the same thing for fixture industry of PM? The PM and DM, if you can change the dies and fixtures very fast, like you are changing the cutting tools in the magazine, that is a true SMED. But while doing so, I don't want the wrong tool or the wrong die or the wrong fixture or the wrong product to be loaded onto the work holding device is called the Pokayoke. The foolproofing.
Yeah.
Pokayoke literally means idiot proof. The Japanese are
Same,
they're not happy with fools. They want to prove idiots.
What you said, it is implemented in Maruti, sir. If the fixer goes, the particular fixer, the particular program automatically select. If wrong fixer, wrong part goes, fixer automatic, the program automatically interlock.
Correct. In my days of Telco 1979, a Pokayoke was done in the transfer line of cylinder head. 4-cylinder block, 6-cylinder block, there are 2 categories. Whichever comes, automatically the pins, location pins will come up. But today, Mr. Iyer, if I can add a digital sensor to the location pin and the location clamp, and Selvaraju will confirm, if there is a air seat sensor,
yeah,
the case study at Northern India, I will not mention company name, where the air seat, don't tell, air seat sensor, if you can, air seat sensor can be digitalized through the IoT.
Possible.
And if there are hundreds of air seat sensors in that factory, in all of them are talking to the cloud. My dear Selvaraju, open your vision. And Ramnath made an excellent presentation to Tata Motor. I thank him on behalf of Makino. I thank you very much, Selvaraju and Ramnath, for bringing the concept of not only smart maintenance technologically, but smart maintenance administratively. Ramnath will make a separate webinar for BCIC on a later date. He has agreed with me. Administrative IoT, technical IoT are 2 different signs which Makino will talk about in the coming months.
Sure.
Anybody else can raise? Some people have left. Mr. Iyer, beautiful question, sir. Arun Shankar, keep up with the digital era. Okay. They were all answering the initial questions. Most people are agreeing that it is compatible, it can coexist, and I think at the end of the session, Ramnath is there. Ramnath is still there. He can ask a question. Mr. Gaurav Sarup, sir, you have any questions, sir? Delight to have you. Mr. Gaurav Sarup, Managing Director of Marshall CNC. They are one of the few MSMEs in this country who implemented IoT even 5 years back in the machine tool for quality monitoring through closed loop quality control. Marshall CNC, they made a presentation to Tata Motor last week. Mr. Gaurav Sarup, if he is still there, he can come and ask a question if he has got any question. I'm looking at the names which are well known to me. Normally we go up to 130. So those who are hungry for
Raise the hand. I don't know. You may want to ask her.
who?
Rashmi. I don't know who it is. She has raised the hand.
Go ahead, Rashmi.
Hello, sir. This
Please
was a
come on
very
video if you
good,
want.
very good presentation, sir.
Thank you, Rashmi.
And we learned a lot. Starting from the, you have gone through the evolution of software concepts from the beginning to the current trends. That was very interesting. And then we would like to know more and more about all these from you, sir. In fact, I come from the academics background. I'm the assistant professor at RV College of Engineering, Bangalore.
Wow, RV College.
Yes, sir.
Our Guru K.
Thank you.
Subramania ji. Thank you for sending Mrs. Rashmi. You have any question, Ms. Rashmi?
Sir, the insights were very nice, sir, and then we would like to know more and more about this. And then I also thought that I should add a few of the interesting students to the forum. So if you can please let us know if there is any discussion forum regarding this. We would like to definitely join and then interact with you more and more, sir.
Sure, sure. We have to create a blog. Mr. Dinakar Murthy is very good in creating blogs. Dinakar, why don't you create a blog for 4.0 under BCIC?
Sure, we can do that. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that will be a great thing. Under BCIC website, we will open a blog for 4.0.
Let me see. I'll do something. Yeah.
Yeah, Dinakar is very good in that.
Sir,
Natrajan
we would like to
Ramanathan,
interact
sir.
with you.
Thank you, Rashmi.
Sir,
But
regarding...
Rashmi, madam,
Yes, sir.
one thing I want to ask you, why don't you do a research PhD on Lean 4.0? Okay.
Sir, in fact, I'm doing research on. I'm doing my PhD in software engineering itself, sir. And so most of the concepts you told were very interesting to me. And then I would like to continue discussions with you and whenever possible. So can
Dr. Narahari is our guru.
may I get your contact details, sir?
You write to Rupa, she will give you.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let me type it out here.
Yeah, that would also be great.
You, madam, the academic world, he is going to contribute more to the industrial world, which is why Dr. K. Subramania is conducting those 10 programs.
Thank you very much,
I
sir.
hope you're attending those 10 programs conducted by RV College on behalf of BCIC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Natrajan Ramanathan, you have a question?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have a chat box, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, come on the video and ask the question. Sir, please come to the video and ask question. Somebody is having a crosstalk. That's why I'm trying to get you to the video, sir.
Yes, sir. The real field scenario is the.
Can others remain silent, please? Can others remain silent, please? Please go ahead. Somebody is Rupa. Can you ask somebody to keep quiet? I think they are hungry. I don't know who it is.
Sir?
Just hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Why they don't have the discipline of audio? Who is the person? Sutish, Mr. Sutish, please remain quiet, sir. Mr. Sutish, please don't disturb the group, sir. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Natrajan.
Yeah, sir, the actual in all micro, small and medium enterprises and also in OEM,
the operators for the equipment and machines are not constant. They are hired then and there, and they put into the field without proper training. And because of that, we understand that many side effects are happening. The industry or the Lean 4.0 should focus on this, and the training, effectiveness of the training, and effective training should happen within the short time, and the operator skill should be constant and standard.
What is your question?
The skill impartation or the skill transfer to the new operator, how it is getting focused in the 4.0.
I think I understood your question.
Yeah.
When I went to Toffee to Developur 5 years back, they have a separate cabin. I asked Paranipan, sir, what is the separate cabin? He has put a board there, Industry 4.0 training. I asked him, what is happening, sir? He said, every day 10 people go to that room, and there are experts, either in-house or outside, who are talking to those 10 people on the technologies from 2012 onwards. It's a big journey of training. There is no escape from training, Mr. Natarajan. You are right. And now they are creating Sivasailam Technology Institute in Chennai only for digital manufacturing.
Yes.
Yes. It is called SSCL or something.
It should be something like dojo training, and it should inculcate the very best
And
of the training.
I want to tell you, augmented reality, which is our Industry 4.0 tool, is the best tool for doing training also. So even training you can do through Industry 4.0. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. If there are no more questions from anybody, I see a lot of friends here. Rahul Raje from Pronius, Mr. Anup Wadhwa. Sir, Anup Wadhwa ji, हमारा गुरु है from IIT Delhi. Mr. Anup ji, you gone for lunch? Mr. Anup ji is there, but he is not asking question. He is running one of the best Samarth Udyog digital training center. To answer Mr. Natarajan's question, there are 5 training centers, at least to my knowledge, in the country. Another 30 more are coming, funded by the government of India, Department of Heavy Industries. Mr. Anup Wadhwa is heading one of them. It is located inside IIT Delhi, which is training, and there is a training website called fsmskills.com. Anup ji, would you like to type out that training website if you are there still? fsmskills.com. There are many free training programs in the fsmskills.com. It's a live training, not only self-learning, but live training. So training is inevitable. Without training, there is no question of. Okay, on that note, if there are no more questions, Rahul Raje, खाना खा के आ गया, बोलो राघु.
Sir, even you, I have not moved because.
Ronnie, इसका कुछ है सवाल?
सवाल नहीं है sir. As such, I don't have a question. It was a very informative talk. Most important is this presentation has given in real sense a new dimension, because when we move in the industry, there are so many questions related to IoT. People talk of IoT. They have got fascinated, but then and they have got one particular perception that to this particular extent only things are moving. But whatever you have shown today, it talks about the depth, length and width of the subject, how it can go ahead, how it can be implemented at the simplest of the activities.
Rahul, I want you to do in December or January vision-based technologies for welding.
Then sir, I will be there. No problem. I am available.
Including dynamic correction of amperage and voltage for perfect welding, and augmented reality training for welding. I'm going to give you
100%,
three
sir.
agendas.
I mean, sir. I am definitely in. Thank you for this presentation. It talks a lot about.
The point
our-
is, see, हमको भूख लग रहा है इसलिए खाना खाने का.
Exactly.
भूख लग रहा क्यों? क्वालिटी बराबर नहीं है. भूख लग रहा
Yes.
क्यों? प्रोडक्टिविटी बराबर नहीं है.
Yes,
भूख
sir.
लग रहा क्यों? लीड टाइम, डिलीवरी टाइम, थ्रूपुट टाइम बराबर नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
भूख लगा क्यों? वैरायटी बहुत ज्यादा हो गया. If there is so many reasons for getting hunger, so therefore I want to go for Ghana. Now it's a lunch time. So on that note, Mr. Rahul Raje, thank you so much. They come from the Austrian leader called Fronius Welding Technology, arc welding leadership in the world. They are doing a revolution in the country in both training and technology. Rahul Raje, watch this space. He is going to conduct a brilliant webinar. Bring all your experts. It will be 1.5 hours, maybe 3 speakers focused on benefit to the customer.
Sure, sir.
Do
Sure,
not talk about technology. See,
Yes, sir.
technology you can talk in the one-on-one meeting. See, one-on-one meeting, when you implement, you can talk about technology. Please
Yes, sir.
focus on the benefit.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And remember, Rahul, the MSMEs where the load bodies are welded for Larsen and Toubro, for Tata, Leyland, etc., they require more technology than the OEMs which are receiving the load body.
Absolutely right, sir. SME is the future of India. That is where industry has to
Don't
focus.
go to only Tata and Toyota to sell your arc welding apparatus. Go to the MSME where digitalized arc welding apparatus along with robos and cobos are required. Please join hands with the Fanucs and URs of the world to give digitalized solution along with
Done,
vision
sir.
technology of Drishti and MaxBite, etc. So
Done,
it's
sir.
a combination of several technologies. You are mother of process technology, welding, and they are the mother of the digital technologies. So together, the mother and father together give the best child called Lean 4.0. Mr. Selvaraju, Mr. Ramnath, delight to have you all. Mr. Anup Wadhwa, if he is still there, he can say a few words about fsmskills.com for the benefit of the audience. If not, wish you all the best, happy lunch, and one day we will meet again for the module 2, which may be in January or so. Our schedule is full. November, we have some more experts are talking, and December, etc. And then we'll come back again. The subject is very live and very relevant to implement in India digital manufacturing. Thank you so much for patient listening, all of you. Thank you, Rupa.
Thank you, Chandramurti sir. This is what is wonderful presentation that you ran through. People
I
also
thought
said,
you went away. Prithvi,
no,
you
no,
still
sir, I
there.
am very much listening. I was listening. Sir, I request all the
Okay.
participants to join for a photo shoot.
Some of, yeah, around 10 are left over. They can come and photo.
Yes. Request all the participants. Rupa,
Whether
can
you are combed or not, it doesn't matter.
For me, it matters, sir. I still have some hair.
Rupa, you can unmute the attendees to join for the photos.
हो गया?
हाँ, हो गया sir. Pushottam, took the shot, screenshot.
Yes, sir. I'm already taken.
Yeah. So, ho gaya sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you all for joining us.